to do this unrushing day. We just push play and point in the right direction.
And what do you do?
No, you
Can't do that, huh? Come on,
just move this around like this and focus down and then do this like that. And make sure it's pretty cool. Is that right?
Hey,
I got it.
how's that all going? Excellent.
You guys all RNZ?
Yes.
Full force.
Full
force today.
I'm not taking any present.
No, I'm just totally confident. I am sweet because it's still early days around here, so of course, fair enough. Fair enough. Tag teaming. Should have seen us at city council though. There was like 4 of us. Wow.
With the cold
Yeah, okay, it must be just Katie's computers are set up to run my files. Can you do me a favour and get the window yourself to get hold of Vulcan to make sure that's the case, make sure they've got on that side. Once it's uploaded. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, no, it must be Katie's computer, it might not be set up. Yeah, don't think I was that big. Okay, bye.
the nicotine. Why are you so stressed?
What?
Hey, how are you? Good to see you. Long time no see.
Staying on, so got 1 week left.
Hamster. Sorry, I was just introducing you. Tough kid. No.
Alright. Are you doing that?
No, he's up there. I love to see him.
Stand over here, and basically the guys, you just need to give them a minute or two to set up. What they'll do is they'll get the lighting right,
Just come forward to the mic, just step up to the mic.
and they'll do a sound check as well.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. How nice can we get?
Let me know when I'm in
Oh,
charge.
hi Rachel. Yes. Nice to see you. Yeah. So guys, just let us know when you're happy. Yeah. Okay, so everyone knows Kevin. Kevin So's the CEO of Victim Support, so he's got a statement and then he'll take questions from you. So I'll get out.
Just give us a sound check, just count to 4.
Kevin,
1, 2, 3, 4.
Fantastic. I'm all set. You know,
Is this right?
Yep.
Oh. I want to thank the victims who have worked with us with honesty and integrity. We have made our decision to distribute the remaining funds. This was after extensive consultation with the victims over the last 4 weeks. We also sought advice from experts including medical and legal. As expected, when there were 14 different distribution methods suggested, there is a minority who do not agree with our decision. However, we stand by our process and that we have heard the voices of the victims. It was clear that as a community they expected victim support to recognise that there should be different levels of payment for the bereaved, those shot, the injured, and those present at the time of the attacks. With the support of the police list, we are confident that 100% of the donated funds has gone to the victims. We start distributing the remaining funds tomorrow.
Kevin, can you just explain for me the thinking behind going to 2 categories of injured people here for this last tranche of payments?
What the victims on the consultation clearly came out, and the voices clearly said we want to actually recognise not only the bereaved but also the severely injured. And the only way that we could do that was to actually go to the police list and tell how we could differentiate anyone amongst the injured. We had clear information about the shot.
And why wasn't that approach taken, say, the second tranche of payments?
We didn't have a police list that identified those people.
So you had a list that identified the injured, didn't you? For that second tranche.
Yes.
Yeah, but it didn't tell you who had been shot.
Yeah, it was very unclear, and in fact, it wasn't until the third tranche that we had clarity around the police list.
And when did you get that extra information about who had been shot?
We got that information around about after the third tranche.
After the
third tranche.
third tranche?
Yes.
You mean the second one?
Yes. No, the third tranche.
Okay.
That's when we got clarity.
So when was that?
Oh, that was after the third tranche was paid.
Yeah. How long after did you find out?
I can't recall.
Yeah. Okay. So you've had that information for a few weeks now?
Yes, but what we wanted to ensure was that when during our consultation process, we actually got more detail around what the victim's voice was, and that's what drew us to that category. It wasn't as though, we did have it for some period beforehand, but it was only until the victim said we want to actually recognise the more severely injured that we turned our attention to that. So it wasn't as though we're ignoring anybody, because we could only rely on the police list. We've gone to medical experts and also ethical experts, and in addition to that, there's no international framework for being able to distribute money in these sort of circumstances.
You didn't look at, say, the Grenfell Towers exercise?
We looked at many different angles. There's no one formula.
Did you look at what they've done there?
Yes.
You did.
Kevin, when Victim Support pulled together everyone's views, 14 different suggestions were put forward, and as you said there was a minority that didn't agree. How did you come to a decision?
We came to a decision based on majority, and the majority essentially said give priority to the families of the deceased and the severely injured, and give some recognition to those who are traumatised.
And I imagine it probably was quite a difficult decision to make, that you couldn't please everyone.
That's right, but the victims' voices was done in a robust way. We had legal expertise to take the notes, and we then got a means of collating all those by a firm who are very expert at bringing together surveys, and that was collated, and all those qualitative comments were brought together in a way that provided structure and informed how we could actually distribute the funds. So it was very, very structured, because we wanted to have rationale behind our ability to distribute the monies. We just didn't make it up. It was the victims' voices.
Over the course of the payments, there has been sort of mixed response from victims about their feelings towards what they've got and what they haven't got. After this final payment, what's sort of the feeling you've got from victims?
We are very confident, and the feedback we've got from the victims is that they thank us for doing it in a considered, open and transparent way, where we've been able to actually engage with them in their homes, in their offices, in their businesses, in groups, individuals, over the phone to India, Pakistan, in all sorts of ways to get their voices. And that was the key to and the basis from which we actually made our decision. It was from the victims' voices.
And so how did you go about working out who had gunshot wounds? What was the process there?
The police list.
So what, did you just read the list and it told you, or how did you?
The police list simply identifies those who were gunshot.
So, but that information was only added after the previous tranche of funding, is that right?
Well, I actually haven't seen the detail of it, but certainly that was only available, around about the third tranche.
Would it have been prudent to have waited until you had all of that information? Now, obviously, you had the initial payment, the emergency money. Would it have been prudent to have waited until you had all of that information around the severity of the injuries before handing out any more money?
Well, what we've been told by the experts is that there's no way we can actually, there's no framework and there's no way we can actually differentiate between the injured, because the core was, from the victims' voices, was to differentiate between the injured and particularly the more severely injured. The only way we could actually do that and address that was from the police list.
But my question was, shouldn't you have waited until you had that information before you handed out the previous tranche?
What's been really important, the core from the victims to be able to actually have closure on the distribution of the funds, and to do that in a very timely way. And we've been meeting the emergency needs even up to now as we speak. And what we wanted to do is bring closure by actually having a consultation process, and even that's taken a while. So by this stage, it's been very, very important that we have a timely distribution of the funds, and I think this has been a timely time to actually have the funds distributed as we speak.
But in hindsight, I mean, obviously you've gone through this process and you've worked out at the end, actually we're better off differentiating between different types of injuries. So you yourself have recognised that as an issue. So do you not think you should have done that earlier?
Hindsight is a very good thing. As information's come forward, we've addressed that. So, let's not go back into the past. Let's look at the future, and this is what we're focused on, is the future of the victims, for them to actually have the funds distributed, because they have medium and longer term needs that need to be met. It's not just about the money.
So going back in the past just a little bit though, you would acknowledge that maybe you didn't get that last tranche quite right?
Well, I believe that we've got it right. All along, over the overall money distribution, I believe we've done the right thing, and we've done the right things by the victims.
You've said even in your own press statement that victim support has never ever dealt with anything like this before. At any stage, did you feel a bit overwhelmed that you didn't have the necessary expertise?
This incident, these attacks have been unprecedented, and all of us in New Zealand have actually given us an opportunity to address things in a New Zealand way which is fair, transparent and equitable, and I believe we've done the right thing in that respect.
Anyone else?
What was the response or the feeling from victims in the meeting this afternoon today?
I must say that it's been overwhelmingly positive, and people have come up to us to thank us for being fair and transparent and very open with the way that we've achieved things, and that the consultation process has been a means by which we could actually engage with people, not only in groups, but really particularly in smaller groups and individually where people wanted to speak in private. So the overwhelming response has been really positive. Thank you and thank Victim Support for being able to actually do this in a way that engaged them and also did that in a transparent way.
Are you confident people were able to have their voices heard individually? They weren't perhaps pressured by feelings of what other people were thinking in the room?
Well, everyone has their opinion, and I believe that when the consultation process opened up, that they were able to choose through various mediums, whether it's group or individuals or over the phone, in a way that they could actually express their views without any sort of prejudice.
Kevin, the meeting at 2 o'clock appeared more divided compared to the previous meeting. Why do you think that was?
Well, I think that, as I said, there will always be a minority who believes that, who don't agree with what they've heard. So, as a large group of people, as human beings, there will be always that fringe who have decided that they don't agree with it.
Okay. Everyone's all set now?
I'll probably start.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Rightio. We'll do the one-on-ones now. You happy, Kevin? You've said everything?
Well, I think so, yes. Unless there's some other questions.
Jacob, you still
Is that
ready?
all right?
Yeah.
We might as well. It's
Yeah,
pretty
just
more-
if you can keep it snappy.
No, I've got 2 questions.
2 questions?
Yep.
Yep, cool. Kevin, TV1 are going first.
Yeah, I'm just going to ask you the first one just for eyeline's sake. That's okay, so nothing too demanding.
Yeah, you just stand there and look
Yep.
across the Jake. That's fine, mate. So
Yeah.
just come and stare at me, mate. Just looking there. Perfect, brother.